Go.
Now, this is a story all about how God really grabbed my life and flipped it upside down. So I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became a royal daughter to the king of everywhere. I have two gifts from God, Savannah, who's 14, and Isabel, who's 10. October 8th of 2013, the father of my girls and man who I had been married to for 10 years jumped off a bridge into the bay trying to commit suicide in front of me. His injuries consisted of a massive brain bleed, causing him to need a craniectomy where they removed the right portion of his skull for a period of time until the swelling of his brain went down. So, for the next 4 months, I lived in an ICU room, trying, in my own strength, to grapple with the devastation that was my life. With unabandon, I dove headfirst into an inky, black, violent, chaotic abyss of heavy drug use. In record time, I was divorced, had lost custody of my two precious daughters, and aimlessly roamed about without hope. At this point, I was so deep into darkness, I wasn't even sure which way was up, but that didn't matter much, because even if I knew, I hadn't the foggiest idea on how to go about taking those steps to climb out of the pit. But God. See, I didn't even know how to cry out to my Lord to ask him to save me, but he knew that, and he loves me so much that he began to move things and open doors with lightning speed. So February of 2016, I boarded a plane, destination Fort Worth, Teja. Now, 17 months later, I have an intimate, personal relationship with the one who formed me and knows me and still chose to go and die on that cross for me. He has brought healing and reconciliation to me and my daughters. I know firsthand what it means in his word when it says he will be the repairer of the breach. There is no fissure too deep, no place too far that his loving arm does not reach. My girls are 1,100 miles away, and yet he was faithful throughout this time to hold them too in the palm of his hand and sing to them his songs of salvation. I'm going to read to you a letter my youngest Isabel sent me about 6 months ago. It starts off, "Always pray. This is a story of a girl that doesn't like the Lord. She sins always, and her family is Christian, and she doesn't feel good at all. She has chains and a flood of tears, but she's not sad or happy. She is angry with herself. Everybody has been praying for her. All of a sudden, she felt happy and free. With freedom, her chains are broke. She started to go to church, pray, and she was forgiven, and she forgave. She is thankful. Then, when she went to school, some of the kids made fun of her. Then she remembered in church, kill them with kindness, so she did. And they were surprised, and she felt happy. On August 1st, I get the honor to go back home and be a mother to my amazing girls, and not because of anything that I have done, but all of what he has done for me. I've also come to know Yeshua as my comforter. This past November, I lost my stepmother, Heather, to an accidental overdose. And then again, April 6th, my precious cousin Jules overdosed and died here in Fort Worth. Jules and I were 3 days apart, and we shared an extraordinary bond. I am so thankful to the Lord, though, for allowing me 7 months of fellowshipping and interaction with my cousin before he went home to be with the King of Kings. My Heavenly Father has done more than just insulate me from the grief. He has made me able to dance in the places that were meant to destroy me. Thank you, Joe and Scotia, Amy, Larry and Larice, and Bethesda for interceding on my behalf and being prayer warriors who encircled me and piece by piece placed God's armor on me when I was unable to. Teen Challenge is my home, and it's the place where I fell in love with the Lord. But more importantly, it's where He has shown me how much more He first loved me.